what I want to use the money for. What am I trying to say? Character. Say character.
Character.
It's money. The fourth level of money is what we call competence. What is competence? Doing your job well. I tell my people, if somebody employs you, give the person more services than the reward he has planned. If they employ you to work, maybe use euro for example, for €1, work as if you are being paid €2. Do your work well. There are things that they are not in the realm of prayer and fasting. They are in the realm of competence. If you are a doctor, do your work like a doctor. If you are a secretary, behave like a secretary. It is not when you are in the office, you are doing your devotion. That's the wrong place to do devotion. You are using the company's time to do your own business. It's wrong. Am I still talking to you? I know you don't see pastors who talk like this, but you see, that's the way I talk. Because that's another level of money, competence. Doing your job well. You see, if you are a workman, if you do your job well, you know what will happen? You don't need to beg for a job. People will look for you. Are you hearing me? That's the truth. I tell my people, go to everywhere I have worked, whether in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. The day I decide to leave, the management sit me down to renegotiate. They want me to stay. But unfortunately, once I say I'm going, I'm going. Why? I do the job, I do my job well. Competence. You see some people, good prayer warrior, they're in prayer band, they are carpenters, you give them bed to make, you lie down the bed, the bread will break. And they expect you to call them again. What kind of... And I see this among people of African extracts. We don't understand that competence is money. I was to leave Bereton in those days when I was still practicing. As tough as Chief Dirty Spiff, he was the first governor of River State. And the wife was the owner of the clinic. For 6 years they ran that place, they didn't make a penny. In 3 months, my turnover was 3.7 million naira. They immediately hired a chartered accountant. And the day I said I'm leaving, they begged me. He said, we'll give you a car and a driver, a house in OGRA. We'll give you 10% of all your return share. I said, I'm sorry. The woman screamed, what is this? Is this a call or what? I said, yes, it is a call. Do you know what for the spirit to beg you? If those of you who live the River State, you know what I'm talking about. To beg it, they begged me. But unfortunately, when I say no, it's always no. And I walked away. Why? They saw a young man who was honest. There were other doctors who had worked, they were cheating them, hiding their money. But I came there in 3 months, all nurses that were cheating, I sacked them. All doctors who were not keeping to time, I sacked them. And before you knew it, in 3 months, a clinic that for 6 years did not produce any profit, in 3 months yielded 3.7 million. And yet I could get up and tell them I'm leaving. They could not believe their eyes. The fourth level of money is competence. Say competence. And the fifth level is cash. Say cash. And that's where Africans want to stay. And that's why I'm sad. We think only about cash. We think about cash. Everything is not cash, for God's sake. Everything is not cash. And that's why we are limited, because that's a very low level of money. Somebody can give you €5 and close the chapter with you. But you can do something with somebody and say, okay, see you another day. And another day introduces you to somebody. How did I get retainerships? One company, somebody introduced me to somebody. Oh, there's this doctor, if the way he's managing Bereton, I mean, something else. And somebody calls me, I'm the human resource manager of this company. This person told me this. Could you come? And that is the same protocol where doctors are running around bribing to get retainership. I am sitting in the office, somebody is calling me to come and discuss a retainership. Why? Competence is a form of money. Somebody will tell somebody about somebody and we will get somebody and then he will get to you. Anyway, we are talking about life. Say life. Life. So life, number 2, is about relationship. And if you look at the 10 commandments, it's about relationship. 4 of the commandments is relationship with God, and 6 is relationship with man. In the final moments of life, I've never seen anybody who wants to die, who is asking that, how about my car? How is my car doing? All I heard was say, hey, what of so person? Please, there's this person we quarreled. Please, ask her to forgive me. In the final moments of life, in my experience, I found out that people talk about relationship things. Recently, we had Hurricane Harvey and Irma. What people were looking out for were not things, were human beings. Are you listening to me? After the hurricane finished, you didn't see people asking, where is my car? People were looking for their loved ones. Because life is about relationships. Say life is about relationship. Life is about relationship. The quality of time you put in your relationship determines the value you have for that relationship. Those of you that are married, you say marriage can't work except you give it time. Did you get what I said? Did you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
If you really want to stay married, you have to create time to be married. I was telling them in Vienna during the marriage seminar we had, I said women like to talk. So if you say you are a man, you are married, you don't have time for your wife to talk, then you are in trouble. Because many of the things that women want to talk about, if you can listen to them, some of the problem they are raising, in the same voice they are using to raise the problem, they can actually solve the problem. They just want you to listen to them. Am I still talking to you? Yeah. If you want to have quality relationship, you need to give it time, because relationship takes time and it takes what? Effort. The greatest gifts God will give to you is not money, it's time. Tell your neighbor, the greatest gift God can give to me. The greatest gift God can give to me is not money. It's not money. It's time. It's time. That's the greatest gift God can give to you, time. And quickly, time is life. You can make more money, you can't make more time. Did you get what I just said?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you can make more money, but you cannot make more time. And that's why when strangers like this come and visit you, value it, because we may not come here again. We may not, but these are precious moments because they may not repeat themselves again. When I was practicing, you see people in their deathbed, their regret is that there are things they didn't do. Oh, if I knew. I've seen parents who's first sad. If I knew, I would have bought that child a better shoe. I was reserving the money. And the child is lying dead. Oh, if I knew. Let me tell you, you must treasure time, because when people give you their time, they are giving you their life. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
So the greatest gift anybody can give you is time, because time is life. The best way to spell love is time. Tell your neighbor, the best way to spell love is time. The best way to spell love is time. I'm almost finishing. I'm not a long preacher. I have like 2 more points. And you know, typical of Africans, many of you are not writing because you're expecting me to call for fire. But what I'm telling you now will solve a lot of your problems. If I spit fire in your body, maybe 3 months, the fire is off. You need another fire. But what I'm telling you now, if you understand it well, I'm telling you, your life could just change forever. Am I still talking to you? Your whole life could change forever. And I was discussing with the apostle, I said, I don't know, we're saying something that, you see, when people don't write, it's not because their memory is very sharp. It's because their priority is not right. Are you listening to me? Because no matter how sharp your memory is, give yourself 45 minutes. 45 minutes, 75% of all I've said, you have forgotten. In short, as soon as you pass this door, 50% has gone. It's even worse if you are up to 50. How many of you have experienced it? Those of you that are 40, 50. You are going into the room to take something, you pass the door. You're like, oh, what does that do?
You go back together and cry.
If you are not that age yet, you won't understand. But those who are there, they know what I'm talking about. And so the human brain needs to be aided and assisted. And writing, listening again to what you've been taught is a form of memory aid. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, let me finish. Amen.
Amen.
Now, spiritual maturity is measured by the quality of your relationship. If you say you are matured, look at your relationship. Because somebody says, if you look at the 5 closest people around you, divide them by 5, you are the average of the 5 closest people around you. Did you get what I'm saying? No, you didn't get it. Come. Come. Sir, not you. The man behind you. Come. Come. The 5 of you, come. Stand in the line. You're my photographer. Sorry, I have to bring you up. Now, what the guy is saying is this. Now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Assuming all these guys are friends, okay? Now, no matter how smart each of them is, they are what? An average of the group. What is it? Let's assume this one is 7. This is 8. That's in terms of strength. This is 10. This is 12. And this is 11. Let's give her a high one. 16. Now, if you add it all together, each of them will be at the average of the group. Do you understand?
Yes,
if the average is 6, even though she's 16, she'll be operating at the level of what? 6. Please clap for that. That's the point I wanted to make. Now, so if you say you are spiritually matured, then it can be seen in the kind of relationships that you have around you. Finally, life is about what you are able to give. Life is not about what you can get. Am I still talking to you?
Yes, sir.
Life is measured by what you are able to give. It doesn't matter how much you have accumulated or how much you have hoarded. What you cannot give does not belong to you. And Abraham Lincoln said something. People don't care what you know until they know how you care. And so if you are living your life all for yourself, then you have not started living. Am I still talking to you?
Yes, sir.
Brethren, you ask me, Bishop, what are you trying to do? What I'm trying to do, I want you to put your affection on things above. I want you to reassess your value system. I want you to reevaluate your value system. Jesus says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And what will happen? Food, clothes, shelter will be what? If you know what life is, there are certain decisions that will not be difficult for you to make. You know, many of us find it difficult to wake up and kneel down to pray until we have a problem. You know why? Because you don't understand that as a child of God, your relationship with God is primary. Everything comes out of that relationship. A woman called me and said, Doctor, my husband don't turn to juju man. I said, what are you talking? Your husband is a bishop, I know him. He said, forget that thing. My husband does not read the Bible except he has a program or a message. He's using the Bible like a talisman. You laugh. I want to ask how many of you have read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation once? I don't want to ask you because you are in Europe, you are working. But I know you are a child of God. But these are some of the indices that make you know that, look, you need to do something about your value system. Whether you are in Europe or wherever you are a child of God. How do you say you are in love with somebody you don't have time to talk to him? You say you love Jesus, but when last did you just wake up at night and kneel down and say, Jesus, I just want to thank you for who you are to me, what you are doing in my life, and just thank you. When last did you do that? I will end up by telling you a story, and I hope we are going to give God some thanksgiving today. We are going to credit his account and we are going to praise him. And I hope somebody will leave here knowing what life is all about. Amen. A man visited heaven and he was taken to a room. In that room, angels were busy moving envelopes. Some were receiving letters, some were putting. He went to another room. The angel there was yawning and sleeping. He said, which room is this? No, the first room was the room for prayer requests. And for receiving prayer and responding. When he went to the other room, he said that room is the room of thanksgiving. He said this angel here doesn't have work to do. Because people hardly remember to give God thanks. So that is why you see the angel is just yawning, stretching, because no work for the angel to what? Do. Do you think God is happy with that? Do you think God is happy with that? The only food God eats is thanksgiving. Tell them what is thanksgiving. So we can actually credit his account up front tonight before we pray. As we begin to redefine our life values, as we begin to redefine what is life, we can begin by crediting God's account. Finally, I have a friend, he's a bishop. When he became 50, he said to God, kill me, I want to die. And God said, the Holy Spirit said, do you want to die? He said, yes, I want to die. He said, from 22 years I've been serving you. 28 years, nothing to show. Kill me. The Holy Spirit asked him again, are you sure of this? He said, yes, I want to die. He said, are you sure of this? He said, yes, I want to die. So he took his car, was going to pick his children from school. As he was going, one of these politicians, I'm sure you're not politicians. Politicians here don't behave that way. No. But when politicians in Nigeria call you, you need to go for Thanksgiving. One of these politicians called him and said, Bishop, long time. How are you doing? Please send us your account details. We just have some small offering for you. Quickly, he sent the account details. He said, at that time, if you call him, he will put your call in call alert. He didn't want to receive any call. As he was driving, he was checking his phone. As he was entering the children's school, an alert came in. He screamed, Jesus. The Holy Spirit said, you are going to die now. He said, no. You know I'm a child. I was only joking. He said, no. It's not a joke. I asked you 3 times, do you want, you say, Lord, please forgive me. And that was how I got the latest Infinity Jeep. Tear rubber those days. Now what am I saying? That alert changed his story. But can you imagine, from here we can give God some credit alert. Thank him for what he has done, what he has not done yet. And we ask the angel, who are these people? He said, they are just crediting your account in anticipation of what you're going to do. Are you ready to do that tonight?
Yes, sir.
Stand on your feet and lift up your hand and begin to give God thanks. Thank you for what he has done. Thank you for what he's doing.